does representing Latinos, Hispanics in the country music industry mean to you? Does it matter? And why is it important?
I mean, for myself, I've been here for 7 years here in Nashville. And when I moved here in 2016, 2017, it was very like there are no other Latin country people. If there are, we don't really know, or no one's really paying attention to us. So it was just kind of be as country as you can be. It was just going to be like, be the girl who sings country music, but happens to be Mexican American. So that's what we always kind of did. And then the last couple of years, we've just seen so many more Latin country artists come on the rise, which has been awesome. And just seeing the response of, I mean, Karim Leon just did his debut at the Opry. He got a crazy standing ovation. And it's just like, all these people that are like, why haven't you guys been doing this? We're like, we have been, you just haven't been listening. And we're starting to just see that, everybody's trying to jump on this Latin wagon and bring it to country music, which is really cool. And, I really love being a part of this whole movement that's going on right now. I think that we still have a long way to go with inclusion and diversity in the genre, but it's a step, and it was not even a conversation that was being had when I first moved here 7 years ago.
Yeah, if I can jump into, I think it does matter. It is important. Imagine back in the day, Dolly Parton said that she pulled over on the freeway because she heard Freddie Fender singing a song. So Texas Tornadoes, going into Freddie Fender, that whole kind of lifestyle. So when I was growing up, one of my biggest inspirations was Flaco Jimenez, who was also a part of Texas Tornadoes. Doug Somm and all that, like just the idea of that in itself. Freddie Fender, Emilio Navaira, Johnny Rodriguez, all that stuff was happening at that time. They say that music rolls over every 30 years. So if you're running it, like you have Tejano in the 90s, that was really big. You had Country Space, that was really big in the 90s. And now that we're in 2024, it's Tejano music and or regional Mexican music at the rise, and then country also. You know what I mean? So it's almost like every 30 years, you kind of have like a re-understanding of what the original culture is. And so I think it is super important for country music listeners to understand the history of country music and where it originated from, and the pioneers that were Mexican American and or Chicanos in the music industry at the time, that even the legends to this day understand and know.
Either of you encountered any challenges or obstacles because of your Hispanic roots?
I think when I moved to Nashville, I was definitely a little younger in my 20s. So maybe there's certain things that I didn't see then that I maybe see a little bit more clearly now. But, I used to do radio interviews and things like that in, surrounding states in the South. We'll just put it there. You look back and you're like, they just didn't, it's almost like they don't take you as seriously or anything like that. But, little things like that, but nothing wild. But
I think in the artist space, it's different too, because in the artist space, you're not expecting for you to see any type of, kickback or any type of issues like that from a cultural perspective. But I think in business, there are a lot of still issues that stand today.
Definitely more in business.
That I've noticed more because I've been in the business as well as an artist, that I've been unfortunately kind of, I've noticed I've been a part of things that have happened to me in situations that I've lived that I'm like, okay, but you take them with a grain of salt and you move on, because nothing in the world is going to stop me from representing my gente in Nashville. So it doesn't matter who yells at me in an elevator, who screams at me on the streets, downtown Nashville, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And I mean, I have that same kind of outlook too. Like, people could say what they want to say. Like, if you're going to be like that, like, I don't really want you at my show anyways, or I don't want you, I don't know, maybe
you don't want to waste your talent on someone like that.
Yeah. It's just like the people that hide behind a keyboard on the internet, they would never say it to your face. So you can't really focus on that negativity.
And we need more Hispanics in the country music, inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. All right.
Absolutely.
So going back to Freddie Fender, I'm baffled that he's still not inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll tell you, when I went to Universal, that was one of my big arguments with not arguments in the sense of sino como like I would sit in those rooms and have conversations with like Cindy Maeve and that type of thing, and those types of people whom I respect tremendously, and just say like, what do you think that can happen here? How can we make something like this a possibility? You know, and I know there was a lot of passion on her end too, on Cindy's end and on Universal's end to make stuff like that happen. And I think, you know, so the love and the passion is there for that to happen. But I think a lot of it is just, you know, I've seen petitions written, I've seen articles written, I've seen a lot of stuff like that written. But it has to be organic, you know, it has to be something that flows from the people. You know what I mean? I think it has to be something that, you know, there can be letters that are written to Country Music Association to let them know, like, hey, we want this in, you know, we want this there. This is what the people are speaking about. When the people talk, people, you know, companies like that, their hands will be tied and they won't be able to do anything else but serve what the people are asking for. And so I think right now it's just the people need to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people need to write in and have those conversations. Because do I think that Freddie Fender is an icon and a legend? 1,000,000%. Do I think that Johann Sebastian is a legend and also included country and, you know, pedal steel in his recordings for over the years? Absolutely. Do I think that those people should be in there? Absolutely. Are they? No. But there's not one Hispanic that's inducted into Country Music Hall of Fame.
What can those Hispanics, Latinos, empower to make decisions in the country music industry or in the entertainment industry in general do to help aspiring new Latino Hispanic artists achieve their goals?
It's just listen. I think that's what it is. Just listen and see the movement that's happening from every artist individually, because what Andrea has is not something that Angie K has. What Angie K has isn't the same thing that, you know, other artists have in the industry. Everybody's different. And so I think it's like going from like an Ariana Grande to like a Selena Gomez to like a Becky G. They're
all icons in their own way.
But they're different. So I think the idea is just maybe try to understand a little bit more and take a peek at what the Nashville
artists are trying to do.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think like what you're doing is fantastic, right? Because you're shining light on an underrepresented culture and an underrepresented artist status. And I think that is something that's, you know, we commend you also for doing that. And we thank you also, because I think that that's special that you're actually opening up the doors in your platform to allow us in and do something like that. And have an interview like this. Just that's one way that
people can just help us in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other Latinos, Hispanics looking to sing in the country music industry?
Go for it. Don't listen to any negativity or any of these obstacles that we're facing. I mean, I just think that in the next couple of years, we're going to see a lot of little changes. You know, we're trying to be loud around here. So we're trying to just pave the way for other Latinos to be involved in country music. But yeah, I mean, it never discouraged me looking up to all the greats in country music that I always looked up to by being different. I was like, okay, I want to be the next one, but I'm just a Latina.
And for me, I would say learn the industry. Learn every level of the industry, from understanding how you get your royalties to understanding who you make your checks out to and why, understanding who are you distributing your music with and how are they working in your benefit. Understand that you need a marketing agency, or you also need a manager, you need PR, like you need, you know, relationships with, you need a team. You need your relationships with your BMIs, your ASCAPs, you need relationships with the Grammys, you need like build your internal team enough to where you understand the industry. Because the thing that's going to kill people the most is that they come out here to Nashville, or they go to San Antonio, or they go to Mexico, or they go to California, and they say, oh, I'm really good, I'm really talented. The people who know more about the industry go further.
Te di todo mi amor y más. Y tú no reconoces ni lo que es amar.
Me puse dispuesta a tus pies y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado, pero ahora